Crypto is up massively and EGLD is the leader. This is how this looks like on a 1-week chart. And this channel has quite a history with EGLD. One of the best performing videos on this channel was on MultiversX, EGLD, Elrond, however you want to call it. Have a look at the YouTube analytics. The gray bar here is what a typical video is performing. And the blue line is the EGLD MultiversX video published roughly half a year ago. Now feel free to check out that video. I was pointing out how EGLD was transitioning their branding always towards currently the hype of the day, trying to collect as much investor money as possible. And the performance of the EGLD token relative to Ethereum was terrible. You always want to look at performance relative to Bitcoin or relative to Ethereum, not just in US dollars, because when Bitcoin goes up, then of course the altcoins go up as well and vice versa. So I want to do this relative comparison. Since publishing of that video, the price went down by 38% relative to ETH. But the 9th of October was the start of another rally. Now we are up since then by 66%. So what's really going on here? It's not social activity. The number of active Reddit users plummeted. It looked like prior to that it was more or less artificial activity, right? Because what breaks down an activity that quickly? The number of Twitter followers is also stagnating. The number of Telegram users is even declining. And the issue is that this all happens while the circulating supply continues to grow. A growing circulating supply combined with a decreased demand because of less attention should mean a reduction in price. So why do we see this rally? This is a chart describing how much capital is currently locked up in the MultiversX blockchain. It's 180 million and it's declining relatively consistently. Now most of that decline is probably due to the reduction in the price of EGLD. But we can look at that chart as well measured in EGLD. There isn't a lot of growth except in the last few days, where we see quite a bit of an uptick, right? I'm referring to this thing over here. There's no massive news on Twitter, and the only data points we can find on crypto news websites is a Google Cloud integration. It's interesting how this is framed. Google Cloud's BigQuery data warehouse has integrated with MultiversX. I'm not so sure if Google integrated with MultiversX here, or if it was rather the MultiversX team that was integrating with Google Cloud. That seems to be way more likely to me, right? It would be the smaller player integrating with the bigger player. So what could this all be about? Why do we suddenly see this rally? In general, we see a lot of green in crypto anyways, right? But why is it specifically EGLD that's going up? I have a hunch here. I think it's price manipulation by the whales. Most of the spot trading volume is happening on Binance, 43%. And at the same time, we've got quite a lot of open interest on the Binance derivatives market, 20 million worth of derivatives trading. And what's interesting here is that the funding rate is quite massively negative. Minus 0.5% for Binance, minus 2% for Femex. Now what does minus here mean? It means that the short contract holders are paying the long contract holders. So you have to pay money in order to bet on falling prices of MultiversX. Now when that happens, whales have a strong incentive to buy up the token because then they can liquidate all those derivatives traders. If you can decide where the price is going because you own a lot of the supply, you can push the price up or down, and at the same time you can bet on the outcome of that game by betting in the derivatives market, you've got a pretty strong proposition. Imagine you bet on a soccer match. Most people just say, okay, is team A or team B better? And they try to estimate the odds. Now imagine at the same time you have strong influence on that game because you're supporting maybe the referee. Now betting on the right outcome of the game is way easier. That's pretty much what's going on in crypto here. When you've got a lot of the supply, if most of the trading happens on your platform and you can decide if the price goes up or down, and at the same time you can bet on the outcome with all of those derivative contracts, then you're pretty safe to win. I'm still not a massive fan of EGLD, but currently in this market where everything is going up, where the altcoins tend to outperform Bitcoin and Ethereum as well, I would not necessarily join this short game. Most people are currently betting on falling prices, and you don't want to be where most people are. You always want to do the opposite of what the masses are doing. You want to buy Bitcoin when nobody wants to buy it. You want to sell Bitcoin when everybody wants to buy it. The same is true for shorting. You want to bet on falling prices when nobody is betting on falling prices. You want to bet on rising prices when everybody is giving up on a token. Right now, most people are betting on falling prices of MultiversX. I'm not a fan of joining the majority that bet on falling prices. I'm also not a fan of holding EGLD over the long term because of its fundamentals. I don't really like them, and so I simply just stay away from all of this. Feel free to subscribe. I publish videos on this channel regularly, and also feel free to join our Telegram. Link is down below.